Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I just want to go over my thoughts and opinions about my performance on the Pulsar Xlite V3 size 1, size 2, and size 3. Size 2 I do have in the tournament edition, size 1 of course being the smallest, then 2 being a little bit bigger, and size 3 being the biggest of the three. You guys can see all three of the sizes next to each other. Size 3 again is the largest, and we've already gone over the size 2 in depth. It is a very good ergonomic mouse, one that feels great in game, and very similar to a Zowie EC2, which is just a very fabled shape used by many pros in the past in Counter-Strike and other attack shooters, and of course track-heavy games as well. Moving to the size 3, it is going to come in most similar to a Zowie EC1. It is a little bit different and makes nips and tucks in very significant ways to make it feel ever so slightly smaller, and it does come in at 59 grams with optical switches and, of course, the Pulsar Blue encoder, as well as the option for 4K. I think in comparison to the EC1 CW, it's just a better buy at $100, and then, of course, a little bit extra for a 4K dongle. I do think that the overall performance does feel better on the Pulsar Xlite V3 size 3. Very tough competition for anybody who was on the market for the Zowie EC1. I think the biggest question that you guys probably will have, though, is which size between these three is the best for you. The size 2 is, of course, obviously the safest choice. The size 3 being the largest is more for those with large hands and those wanting to palm a mouse. It's a very comfortable experience, but when you really get to the performance aspect, it's hard for me to ignore the fact that I'm just playing my best. In other words, my highest peaks, my biggest skill gap. I'm getting the most out of the size 1. It is just on a different level in terms of inner hand maneuverability and what I can do with my fingertips and my range of motion. I feel like I'm just getting better angles in terms of circular motions, particularly in Apex with people who are transitioning very quickly. My best performance, hands down, between the three of these was the Xlite V3 size 1. It, at 51 grams, is clearly the best ergonomic small mouse on the market. If somebody has small hands, medium-sized hands, and again, even for my large hands, the mouse does feel very good. Is it as comfortable as the size 3 or the size 2? It's absolutely not. Can you still perform very good on the size 3 and size 2? Of course. My consistency on the size 2 has been phenomenal. Through my first review, through present, the ES has been something that's stayed on my desk. It's been used a lot. I feel like my consistency is fantastic. I don't lose a lot of maneuverability, but it's just not quite to the extent of what I get on the size 1. This is definitely going to be the best happy medium for everybody who's looking for something in the ergonomic space that is similar to an EC2 and around the size similarities of the Outset. The size 3 is just, again, on a whole nother level. It's something that's very comfortable, but you can see just the difference of that inner hand maneuverability. It is quite hard unless you are really taking an aggressive grip with this. But even so, unless you're kind of gripping it with that palm contact on the back of the mouse and using your arm to aim, I think you will get that verticality cut off to a great extent with just your fingertips alone. The size 3 at 59 grams performs like a absolute gem. The horizontal tracking is phenomenal, and that weight compared to something like the EC1 CW really does make a massive difference. I don't notice a massive difference between 1000 hertz on the EC1 and 4K on the Xlite V3. It really does boil down to the minute size differences. If you want a massive mouse that is very comfortable, you can always still look at the EC1. I perform great on it, but I do notice just a bit of a benefit having a reduction in weight. 59 grams to me feels fantastic. Again, my range is around 55 to 65 for what I like. The tournament edition does come in at 65 grams. It does have that native 4K. Feels great. But I actually do prefer the coating on the white version over the tournament edition as well. I think it just stays cleaner and just overall feels a little bit better to me, separate and apart from on the size 1 and 3. I did notice just near mouse 4 and mouse 5 where my thumb rests, it does get a tad bit slippery. So for me, just from, again, a performance standpoint, the size 1 is clearly my best performer, whipping it around in games like the finals, and again, in track-heavy games like Apex. Clearly my best performance. I have the biggest gap of where I can reach, and for that, I do actually think that this and the Vaxi Outset right now are my top ergonomic mice. The Xlite V3 size 1, though, of course, a lot smaller. Clearly the best ergonomic mouse, small mouse, on the market right now. So guys, it's very hard to point you in a direction for which one's going to work best for you. I thought that the size 2 was going to be the best for me. It wasn't until I had all 3 of these in hand, was able to test them A, B, and C testing back to back to back, and I just noticed that my peak performance just felt much better on the Pulsar size 1. I just had more intense plays, more aggressive plays with rotational aspects and that inner hand maneuverability. Size 2, though, is a really nice combination between the two. You're getting that comfort and consistency, still getting that awesome performance with inner hand maneuverability. And then size 3, I just kind of view it as like that lay on the couch, put your hand in your pants, and have a comfortable Al Bundy experience. It just is a very comfortable palm mouse that still has that performance, low weight, 4K compatibility with the dongle, and my tracking felt really nice on it still, just lacking in a bit of that verticality. So again, my own individual performance, size 1 is going to take the crown, but again, it's very personal, so either of these 3 could work for you. I just really enjoyed that feel of that empty space for me to move my mouse on the underside of my hand. I hope that helped, guys. If it did, please leave a sub to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next review. Peace.